Okay, let's continue from where we left off. Hints on caricature, exaggeration, and distortion. Of all the cartooning arts, caricature takes the most patience to develop, refine, and master. It is the one that is more a natural ability than an acquired skill. Still, you'll be surprised what a lot of practice and even more perseverance will produce. Exaggeration and distortion are two words that quickly come to mind when discussing caricaturing. However, caricaturing is not simply a case of drawing big noses and weird ears, or little bodies and smaller people. It's carefully studying a person to capture not only a lampoon likeness, but their personality as well. Don't be confused by the word exaggeration. It doesn't necessarily mean big and broad. In a lot of cases, it might well be that certain features are drawn smaller or narrower. Where there is something where there is something distinctive about the way the subject speaks or moves their face, walks, sits, or stands, try to incorporate that into the caricature as well. So yeah, there we go. We've got him. He's got like big noses and stuff. The big nose. But yeah, like you can exaggerate small features in a person if you notice. Like I don't know, they might have small eyes or something. So yeah. There he is. that's uh, that's James Kemsley himself. He's a pretty wacky character. He was by the look of him. I wasn't really familiar with him. I don't really know too much about him. I only just sort of discovered him in recent years after looking at this book. But yeah, that's him drawing himself as a cartoon. So yeah, he seems to. This is where the hints of caricaturing come in. So some caricaturists draw from life, others use photographs. Many use a combination of the two. Here's an example of a caricature from a photo. So here, nose, teeth, glasses, mustache, shape of head. Yeah, features that may be outstanding. So yeah, and as you can see, he's really exaggerated the glasses there and like the hair and everything. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Clothing may also be adaptable. So yeah, he's got like a tie on in the cartoon as well. Note, not so much a note as a bit of friendly advice. Try to avoid caricaturing friends and relations. Things are never quite the same when they know how you see them. Well, that's true, yeah. Try and avoid that sort of stuff. Hints on drawing a comic strip. So this is it's getting right into the deep now. This is exactly what I wanted to look at. So it's quite awesome. There are three types of comic strip. One, the large multi-panel comic known as the Sunday strip. This type of strip can be anywhere from between 8 to 12 panels long. Sometimes it can be a complete story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Other times it might be a serial that is continued from week to week. So he's got his cartoon here. So yeah, just go a little bit closer so you guys can see it from window to window. You can pause and read it if you want. Mm, there we go. So the Sunday strip smaller brother, the Daily. This type of strip can be 2, 3, or 4 panels long. Sometimes it can even be a single panel, like the Sunday strip, it can also be a complete story or serial. Normally, the joke is set up in the first panel, built upon in the middle panel, and the ending, usually called the tag, comes in the final panel. So there it is there. um, we'll read that. We'll read the comic. Why not? This one's a short one. So, what's for dinner? Super Chef's surprise. Labels come off the cans again, and then she's just like, wah, wah, wah. Okay. 3. The comic book. This strip, as the name implies, is in book form. Normally, it consists of one long story or a series of short stories over a number of pages. Despite their different sizes, all follow the same basic rules. So I'll probably start with something quite small myself. I think I'm going to go for something like this, and then eventually go to that. And then I'm going to tackle this big fella here. So we'll see. I've got a new tablet on the way, drawing tablet. So I've looking forward to using that. Who do you want to read your comic strip? This is your target demographic. This is really, really good stuff, guys. Different comics have different readers. Very few comics appeal to everyone. Therefore, it's important to know your audience. For example, it could be aimed at kids, adults, oldies, who are either upmarket or downmarket. Of course, some comics manage to overlap 2 or more categories, but generally, the best way to start is to have one particular group in mind. Just as your readership determines your type of humor and to a certain extent your style of drawing, your type of humor and style of drawing can equally determine your relationship. Don't be too confused. You will quickly learn who are reading or not reading your comic. Exactly. And don't try and make something for everybody, because what you end up with is something for nobody. It's about finding your target demographic and hitting it hard. I'm a true believer in that. But I mean, hey, you can do what you want. I think, making something that's sort of family friendly is always good. That's sort of something for everyone, but there'll always be someone out there that disagrees. But anyway, once you have decided on the readership you hope to attract, you can then decide on the type of characters that will attract them. So here we are this is for characters. Is that your characters can be anyone or anything. That's the fun part of drawing a comic. Reality needn't be a part of it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Alright, we'll do this one as well. Your characters are probably alive and well and already running around in your imagination. All you have to do is pop them out onto your page through your pencil. There is no limit to the types of characters you can bring to life in comic strips. They can be people, animals, insects, plants, rocks, even a pencil. Yes. Or just about anything. When it comes to designing the look of your comic strip characters, follow the simple hints I've given you throughout this book. After all, a comic strip is only a sequence of single cartoons strung together. But when it comes to designing their personalities, remember, no matter how short or long, how funny, how serious your comic strip is going to be, it is after all, a story. The best stories have many different types of characters. Some the readers like, others they dislike. In short, goodies and baddies types. Try not to have characters too similar in either personality or look. Readers will soon find the lack of variety very dull and stop reading your strip. You will find after you've been drawing them for a while, your cast will begin to develop physically. Um, there's more than a good chance that they will be a little resemblance to the characters you started out with. If you've given them a strong three-dimensional personality and good stories, your readers probably won't even be aware of the changes. Don't worry that the look of your comic strip changes. It shows you are developing as a cartoonist and becoming more confident with the things you draw. Um, find some very old copies of your favorite strip, and you will see what I mean when I talk about changes. Work out your cast, then you will be ready to create a strip. So yeah, that's pretty neat there. I've always heard that strong characters can actually make a pretty strong story. So once you establish the characters, it's you can just go from there and put them in a situation. I mean, obviously, characters that people don't like as well are always important, like villains, for example. So yeah, I think I might leave it there. We're up to humor, but we'll continue that in the next one.